So I got my e-visa finally emailed through to me this morning. It was one day later than anticipated, which I guess is alright. And it's just a letter, basically. It's pretty well the same as what you get with visa on arrival, except that they've actually cited your passport, with the photo, signature and all the other information. They've got the front page of your passport, got that on record, and presumably that's the difference. And so therefore I guess I've got to just present it to the immigration officer. Apparently it was the coldest morning today for some time, for years. And I felt it was really cold last night when I went to bed. And apparently got down to around 8 degrees, and it never normally gets down to single figures, so that's amazing. It's a beautiful day today, really nice, but yeah, quite nippy. I read that in the Cairns Post, so assuming that they are accurate with what they're saying, yeah, it was cold. I also had a bit of trouble trying to print off my my e-visa form using Chrome, the Chrome browser. It wouldn't work, so I had to switch to Edge, and I had to do that for a couple of things. That was paying council bills the same. Seems like a lot of people write this software for the Edge browser, which comes with Windows, which I guess is probably the most popular, but a lot of people use Chrome, so I'm surprised. I'm in the wind tunnel again, so I'll probably have to abate. It's just been so windy. Oh dear. It's pleasant enough, except if you're doing walking and talking. It just plays havoc with my audio. It's quite nice otherwise. I'm going to get some printouts done now with all the stuff, my accommodation and the visa. Obviously it's the most important thing, and I was supposed to be able to put it on in the cloud from into Officeworks Cloud, but I couldn't work out how to actually upload the files, and they prefer PDFs, and they gave a program to do a conversion to PDF files, and that doesn't seem to work either, so I'm not having much luck. So I'll go down there and double check I can do it myself at one of their self-service kiosks. Otherwise I'll have to get them to do it as I did last time for PDFs, which is a bit strange considering that's their preferred format, but I had to actually get the girl to do it for me. The machines wouldn't do it, so work that out, unless they only work via the cloud. I don't know. Oh dear, everything's complicated with technology. Oh, I've got my copies done fine, so that worked out well. They do take PDF files now, so maybe it was a software problem or something. So yeah, once I got the hang of it, it's easy to get through it all. I was going to say, I had this new beer I hadn't tried before from Murphy's called Throthy. Got 6 cans of it, and I reckon it's pretty ordinary. Apparently it's a local brew, up in northern Queensland anyway, somewhere up here, and yeah, just average beer at best, I think. I won't be getting that again. It's very pales in insignificance compared to the Hoegaarden. Apparently Qantas had a 17% drop in profit. It's funny because I'm looking at their airfares and they've gone up quite a bit, and apparently they're paying a bit more for their petrol, of course, their kerosene. That's putting the cost up for them. And so yeah, there's been a dip in patronage for the airline, and but unfortunately they're not releasing sales seats, because I would like to fly off again in November, but it's more expensive than I can remember. It's not good. So hopefully it won't last forever. Got virtually everything ready to go. Got to get medication next week, and that's about it. I think I've pretty well covered all bases. I can pretty well relax, and probably, like I said, think about the trip after this. So see how that goes. I also got some money too today from selling shares. The price seems to be about the same as when I sold them, so I thought they might dip. But it's almost impossible to work out what shares are going to do. The psychology behind it, so it's impossible. It's like trying to work out the currencies. Aussie currency's weak at the moment. Apparently the central bank in Europe is going to be reducing rates early next month, but unfortunately that's lousy timing for me because I need to get my currency before I leave, so it won't be in time. So that's no good, because if there's it's only a 0.25% reduction apparently, because it's already flatlining anyway. It's only about 1%, I think, the interest rates over there. The European economies are doing poorly, so that's the only good thing. If they weren't, the Aussie dollar would be even weaker. But I did at least discover today that there is a place that gives better exchange rates on cash, and that's actually a place that's I've actually used them before and didn't even realise that they've got a booth inside Flight Centre up here. And that's and they're paying about €0.50 more than, say, the ANZ Bank, which is the best of the banks by far. So it's good, and they get great customer service reviews. So all in all, very good. And I just don't know if I want to even bother getting a money card going over there. I might just for security, but as long as I use it up before I head off to Asia, because I can actually change my euros into dong, and that's another good way of doing it, because then I get a much better rate than I would in Australia, so I can dispose of my excess euros that way. And I'm thinking I'm going to budget on about €40 a day, because the accommodation will be paid on the credit card, so I don't need to use my cash for that. And yeah, so that's what I'm looking at doing. Yeah, the shares I sold was quite a large slice of shares, because I was a bit worried that they would dip in price, and they're being taken over. Well, they say it's a merger, but it's really a takeover. I think ironically I just got literature from the company that they're merging with, in inverted commas, yesterday through the mail, but I'd already sold them, and now I got the loot today. It takes 48 hours after you make a sale in the share market to actually get your funds. So it's sitting in my bank account, so I'm nicely cashed up before the trip, and that's a good feeling. It also gives me options for looking for bargains on the stock market, because I haven't given up on the stock market, but there's a lot of uncertainty when you're going to be switching to a different company and they're going to be converting your shares, and I just wanted to get out. And I made a 10% profit on the shares, which I bought originally I bought in parcels over a period of about 2 or 3 years. And so the latest ones I got much cheaper, so that's how I made a profit, 10% profit. And considering it's my second largest shareholding after Telstra, that's good to get out. It's guaranteed now, it's in my hand. I would have hoped that the shares would dive after I sold, but they never do. They're actually still up at about that same rate today. So yeah, at least they haven't gone up. That would have really hurt. But I got a profit in the hand, and I've learnt the hard way that you've just got to, that's the best thing you can do. So even if you don't get the best profits, any profit's better than no profit, and you just got to treat it that way. So yeah, that was, like I said, just good to get out of the way before I head off. And I didn't want, it's one of those major transactions I wanted to get out of the way, because I'd missed out on them a few weeks back, and they dipped in price after I decided, yeah, I'll go for it. So, and as it turned out, I got them at a better price anyway by waiting. So yeah, I did okay. You don't want to get too greedy. That's dumb. And my reject shop shares are really tanking. I didn't get out of them, and I could have taken a profit, and gee, I'm kicking myself, because that's my worst performing shares by far. The other one that really pisses me off is actually the Fast Bricks Robotics, which I thought it's good to invest in a company that's looking at new technology, like bricklaying machines. You know, it's something for the construction industry should be a real winner long term. Down 50% on what I bought them at, actually more than 50%. So I haven't got a big holding in them, but you can get stung pretty easily. So a lot of risk. There's a lot of risk in the market, even more so at the moment, because you just don't know where the economy's going to go. yeah, my major worry is at reject shop, but again, it's not like it's tiny compared to what I've got in Telstra. And Telstra is actually doing okay, and that's the most important shareholding. So, but once I sold my shares at a profit, of course, my overall position with the remaining shares looks even sicker. So, not good psychologically, but it's not a major thing. You just got to basically accept that sort of thing. If you're going to go in the share market, you've got to accept taking some losses. You just got to make sure you got more profits than losses. Basically, unfortunately, the other problem was because the later shares in AHG that I sold are within the year, I can't reduce the capital gain on it from down to 50%. You have to hold the shares for over a year, and only a very small percentage of those shares actually I've held for that long, so I won't get a discount on them. But still won't affect me, I don't think, unless I sell some other shares in the year. But again, I could also get rid of some shares and take a loss to offset it. That's the one good thing about the share market. You can take losses and write them off against your profits. So that's the big advantage. Like any business, you've got that advantage compared to say people with just normal bank accounts. You can't do that type of thing, but you can with shares. So yeah, and I have done that in the past, but not that much. I haven't been in it that long. It feels like I've been in for decades, and I've only started investing 4 years ago. It just seems like a much longer journey. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you, or entertainment or whatever. And either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great. But please don't ignore me. That's the worst thing you can do on YouTube, is be ignored.